Conte has to nail his tactics. He got nominated for best coach today, and he has to prove it tomorrow. No more funny business. Preview for the Stoke game tomorrow. Unfortunately, I won't be able to watch it. The game starts at 10 Eastern Time. Around 10:30, I'm busy. I have to be somewhere. So unfortunately, I can't. But as soon as the lineups are released, I'm going to have a reaction video because it's very important. This is an important game. Conte needs to get his tactics spot on. Stoke drew United and beat Arsenal, and they have the most. Yeah, they have the most Champions League winners in the squad in the Premier League. Make of that what you will. Some of them are, of course, bench players, but for world-class teams. But again, they do have a good team. I don't want us to be complacent. I think they'll challenge us for sure. It's away. It's at Stoke. Hopefully, it's not going to be cold and rainy. But I think we will be able to get a win. But we're going to scrape it, and I really, really hope Conte nails the tactics. I don't want to go too defensive, but I also want to have a strong midfield. Okay, we need to dominate that midfield. We need to have strong players. Moses, that's why I would start Moses over Zappacosta, and I'll put the team up in a bit. And my prediction, and I honestly think this is both my prediction and this is realistically what I want the team to be. Because realizing that Cahill's going to start, thinking about some positives, even though he's had atrocious games the last 3 games. Arsenal atrocious, Karabakh atrocious, and even the Forest atrocious games. But realizing that he'll probably start, I'm looking at a bit of positives because he is good in the air. That's undeniable. He could score a header against them, like no one else can. Maybe Morata, but again, they have a strong defense. Actually, that being said, not the strongest because obviously Zuma's not going to play because he's on loan, and they have an injured defender. So basically, I'm going to backtrack. They don't actually have a strong defense, but they still do have tall players, tall defenders. That's always been their game plan, and all their bench defenders are. I mean, even if let's say right backs are going to play at center back if someone's not fit, right? Even then, even Glenn Johnson isn't the shortest guy. So they got a good defense. I want to see I don't want to see us complacent against them. I want to see us put up a good fight. And if we turn up, we play our best, tactics are spot on, we can win. We can get, saying, bam, 2-1. 2-1. Away from home, I think we'll concede. Choupo-Moting's had a pretty good start. Going forward, they're pretty dangerous. They got Jesse Rodriguez, they got Shaqiri. I think, though, I'm going to go for a Choupo-Moting goal. And then for us, I'll show the lineup in just a second, and then I'll tell you who I think will score. There you go. I'm enjoying the game from the bench there. I think it's going to be Morata. I thought about it. I was going to say either Morata or Hazard. It's going to be Morata and Moses. I would play a 3-5-2. I think Hazard was great in a 3-5-2 yesterday. I think obviously instead of Michi, we'll have Morata, way better striker, and we want a dominant midfield. I play all 3. Okay, I thought of dropping Cesc, but you know what? It's not going to happen. Clearly Conte likes him now. Last year he wasn't playing him. This year, and honestly, he is, but here's the thing. He did play well against Forest. I mean, that's what you expect from him, but again, he looked like a completely different player. Okay, now the bench, on a serious note, not me. Caballero, of course, defends Rudiger because, Christensen is sublime. Such a solid player. He's always in control. Anytime he's, one-on-one or, his position needs to mark somebody, he needs to, get back in position, I am always confident he's going to do it. So comfortable on the ball, so comfortable, in defense, just never panicked. only 21. It's crazy. And I'm so happy that even though Cahill's red against Burnley ruined Boga's Chelsea career, it totally because Boga was going to stay and Christensen was going to go on loan, which is basically what Conte came out and basically admitted. Um, anyway, getting ahead of myself. I love Christensen. He's going to start. He better start. And Rudiger, okay, and the Cahill, I can understand he's good in there. Okay, fair enough, better than Rudiger. So even though defensively you want Rudiger, I think if we have that solid three midfield, I'm okay with Cahill starting, even though it is what it is. He's not a good player. And then Zappacosta, because while I'd consider him, he's quick. Moses is quick too. He's way more hench. He's he's physical. He's more skillful. So yeah, I'd fancy Moses for this one, even though I do rate Zappacosta's crossing. We know that one cross that wasn't great, but other than that, well, I mean, it went. But other than that, he's good. Now, solid bench. We have a solid bench. Now, the only thing we're lacking, obviously, is in midfield. Drinkwater's out, so what I would put is, I guess, Ampadu, because he was okay. He was pretty good against Forest. You could say Kyle Scott there too, but it is what it is. We are playing three-man midfield, so it's going to be, and Luis is out. It is what it is. I'd probably play Ampadu. Yeah. And then, now, Musonda was great against Forest, but he's weak. Okay? And even though I am, obviously, this guy pisses me off. He's the second most annoying player at Chelsea after Cahill. Willian, I'd put him on the bench. Because we need an engine. We need a guy who win the ball back, who's physical against Stoke. We need a hard worker. He'll do it. You know what? Actually, Willian and Kennedy, that's debatable. Because Kennedy is a left wing back now, right? And he was actually great against Forest, but Forest aren't Stoke, and that's debatable. I'd go with Willian just because of his experience, but if he picks Kennedy, it's totally understandable too. Because honestly, he won't. But Willian is actually really fucking annoying. I keep saying it, same words. But it fucking takes piss every fucking game. Sometimes it's good, but I'm gonna stop the rant. Just want to put that. And then if you want, a pacey scorer, you got Pedro, right? So those two, and then last one, Batshuayi. Honestly, we got a good bench. Honestly, against Stoke, I think, we're multi-dimensional, and Ampadu or Kyle Scott, either one. It has to be either one. It's not going to be like Sterling. He's another winger, right? Or whatever he is, like a right wing back, I guess. I don't know. Don't know much about him. Those two, though, one of those two, and then of course, the rest are pretty obvious. And honestly, I'm just gonna stress it at the end. Conte, really, man, you got to nail this, and I think he will. If he doesn't start, even if he starts at 3-4-3, I think he'll be smart enough to start Bakayoko and Kante. If he starts Cesc in a two-man midfield against Stoke, I'll have to call FIFA and tell him what the fuck he's doing, nominating for best coach. But to be honest, to end it, he does deserve it. I mean, Carlo Ancelotti won the league. That's it. I mean, didn't do anything special at Bayern. Everybody expects him to win that. He won the cup too. Fair enough, honestly. And Conte didn't. And Conte also lost the Charity Shield. I mean, some of them were iffy. I think the FA Cup, totally, Arsenal deserved that. We played like shit. Capital won, or no, Community Shield. That was iffy. I think we could have won that. I think the refs, whatever. I'm not gonna complain. And then you look at Mourinho. I mean, he did great. He did win 3 trophies, but he did finish 6th. So, not going to go to him. Pep, flop of the year. I mean, didn't do jack with City. Yeah, and I give Pep crap all the time. He did establish, a great legacy with Barca. dominant. The tiki taka was dominant for over 5 years, let's say. Um, he did do great there, but I mean, he basically made Bayern worse. When you look at it, they were, especially in the Champions League performances, stuff like that, outside of Germany, complete, or even honestly, because they were winning like trebles and stuff. The season before, they won the treble before he came, made it worse. City, crap. Here's the thing. Tiki Taka, yeah, okay, he did great. He was the Barca La Masia coach. He taught from the ground up. He took all the players he didn't want, even Ronaldinho out, established his. But again, that's the thing. It's because it's because the board at Barca, whoa, the board of Barca backed him, right? Imagine the board now at Barca, right? I mean, another manager who doesn't deserve it, Barca's last manager, or Luis Enrique, I believe, or whoever it was this season. Um, it's like compared to then, their board, especially like ours and theirs back then, were amazing. Now they're both shit. We have Emanolo now. They have fucking whoever. Back then we had Rongole. They had I forgot. He was a really great uh, board member or whatever, like head of the CEO, whatever. Right? He was fantastic. And imagine that compared to now, and look how shit Barca are doing. It's not just because the manager or the board, or well, it is because the board, but it isn't like Luis Enrique isn't a horrible manager, right? And all these again, they're bringing average managers, but my point is the board doesn't back these guys, doesn't do like anywhere close to what Pep had at his disposal at Barca back then. And no, that's not to say like what he did wasn't incredible, right? But look now, like Tiki Taka is dead, and that's one of the few things he has up his sleeve. Okay, so again, that aside, uh, Pep, we're done ranting about Pep. Next guy who doesn't deserve it is Simeone. I mean, he did great in the Champions League, gone to the semis, but he did finish third in the league. So yeah, I think overall, I think you might give it to Carlo, but like I could see definitely why, because we finished 10th and then Conte brought us to first, and we almost won 3 trophies. We almost won 3 trophies. And again, saying almost is like fucking like Liverpool almost won the league. So, okay. But it's totally understandable because Conte made Chelsea great again, right? I mean, freaking put on a blonde wig like the other video I made. He's Trump. He, and he's passionate and all that, so. Uh, yeah, and he's a great coach, and I can understand what. But again, Conte really needs to prove tomorrow again, and again, like just like he did against Stoke last time. Last time we played him, he fucking went mental when we got the vital goals, and he nailed those tactics. That's the thing, and he needs to do it again. And again, Cahill scored last time, so right, the guy gets goals against teams that we need to, and he's good in the air. So you know what? Again, the players need to turn up to again, as I said, and this is how it's going to be. Moses first goal, Choupo-Moting second goal, but then Morata third goal, and again, fucking Conte hopefully goes mental, but he needs to uh, he needs to nail the tactics, and I'll even take a 3-0 victory. Why not? No, but of course, I'm being realistic. 2-1, we're gonna win, and let's go. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Let's win. And I'll come back for the team reaction next time, tomorrow, right? Boom! Let's go.